L'chaim to our president, Donald Trump, and the whole Republican Party. Chaim. The president made a brave and courageous move to move the capital to Yerushalayim, and of course, predictably, didn't cause a surprise to anyone. The whole Arab world is freaking out. Yeah, Donald Trump's to move the embassy to Yerushalayim and recognize Yerushalayim as the capital of Eretz Yisrael. Now you know Yerushalayim is Har HaBayis. Zion and Yerushalayim are synonyms for for each other. Har Zion and Yerushalayim, and they both refer to the Har HaBayis, that area, right? And of course, the whole world goes crazy. The whole world goes crazy. So now it just occurred to me, so apropos, right? That you understand why the Arabs go crazy, because the pasuk says by the Akedah, Vayachar Dvarim Ha'ela. What's Vayachar Dvarim Ha'ela? So one of the Pshat and Rashi brings Vayachar was after the words that were spoken between Yishmael and Yitzchak. The Yishmael said, "I'm bigger than you. I did bris milah at the age of 13." Right, I had free will, and I could have said, "Oh, you were just a baby, 8 years old. What did you feel? What did you know? It wasn't really by choice." And Yitzchak Avinu told Yishmael, "I'd give my whole body for HaKadosh Baruch Hu." And HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard that and said, "Okay, let's test that." So it's Vayachar Dvarim Ha'ela. And that's when Har HaBayis became consecrated. Har Hashem Yera'eh, the house where Hashem will appear. The house where Hashem will appear, right? So the fact that place got consecrated to be what causes the fact that Yitzchak Avinu outdid Yishmael and said, it's not just Stam that I was chosen. I'm really better than you. I'm going to be Moiser, everything for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why the Arabs freak out over Har HaBayis, even if it's just words. They're words of an American president. They freak out because that represents how Yitzchak Avinu outdid Yishmael, and why Yitzchak Avinu has justified being the only real heir to Avram Avinu. No? But the Western world also is not exactly friendly to this. Right? So, but there's an interesting thing. So the Har HaBayis to the vis-a-vis us and the Arabs represents how we're the real Bnei Avram and they're not. But vis-a-vis the Western world, it's a different relationship, or different adversity, I should say. All right, so Har HaBayis being by us represents how we're the Bnei Avram and they're not, and it wasn't just because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said Ki b'Yitzchak Chazera, but Yitzchak Avinu justified that by willing to undergo the Akedah, and that's where Har HaBayis got consecrated. But by the Western world, the Gemara says in Megillah Daf Vav, U'maleh Achareva. If someone tells you Tzor, which is really Rome, was really some Gersel says Romi, and Yerushalayim are built together, right? You don't believe him. She's talking sheker because Umaleh Charev, Zeb Maleh Zecharev. So if Yerushalayim is built, you know that Rome is Charev. If Rome is built, you know Yerushalayim is Charev. It's like a seesaw. It's a seesaw. If this one's built up, the other one's got to be Charev. The other one has to be desolate, right? Because Esav, when he left the Jewish people, right, he became an anti-Jewish people, and that's the whole religion that they adopted. They took a Jewish boy as a god, and they decided they're the new Jewish people, right? And that's why we have with them it's something else. It's a seesaw relationship. It's not who's the children of Avram. They say, okay, let's say the Jewish people are the children of Avram. Who cares? Hashem dumped them and took us instead. So it's a different type of adversity. It's not, all right, we're not Bnei Avram.
We're not denying. We're
not denying, but so it's not like the Arabs who denied that Jews were ever there. And like you say, the whole adversity, they denied that we were ever there. There was no King David, there was no Akedas Yitzchak, because they're fighting to be the real Hemshech of Avram Avinu, which they aren't. So they just deny our whole history. The Western world doesn't deny our history. Yeah, there was a King David, and if there was, Yerushalayim was the capital, right? It's something else, right? If Yerushalayim ever gets built up, it's the end of Western civilization. In the sense that it's the end of dominance of Western civilization, the end of the dominance of Western civilization. Right? So that Esav, that's why that nation, Esav, Edom, destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. That's why the Gemara says if you hear that the two of them are built up concurrently, that's impossible. Don't believe him, because if one is built, the other one has to be desolate. So if Rome is all built up, then Yerushalayim is desolate, and vice versa. Right? So, and that's what the Pasuk says. Volu Moshiim Bahar Tzion Lishpot et Haresav V'Yis Chanukah. The Moshiim, the saviors, come to Har Tzion Lishpot es Haresav. Because when Har Tzion is liberated, that's when Har Esav.
What's Har Esav?
Right, I guess Seir, wherever he is, wherever he is. And that's V'Haisal Hashem Hamlucha Siso. Because when Tzion is liberated, Mimela,
Har Esav doesn't exist anymore.
That's right. So if it's Moshe Bar Tzion, then Mil's Lishpot is Har Esav, and then V'Haisal Hashem Hamlucha. The pasuk goes on, right? Hashem becomes the king over the whole world. Right?
So some kind of legitimate type of.
It's a seesaw. If it's either us or them. So if Yerushalayim is liberated,
that's only for Esau. That's not for Yishmael.
That's not for Yishmael. It's different with Yishmael. Yishmael is a different type of adversity. That's why Yishmael is going to be harder to get rid of. Because he's trying to leech on to Avram Avinu. The Maharal says Yishmael has power because of Avram Avinu. Because Avram Avinu daven, Lu Yishmael Yichya Lefanecha. And because of that feeling, that's where Yishmael gets all his power from. Like I was saying, with Yishmael, it's going to be difficult to shake them off. Because even if we would go back to our dominance and dominate, be dominant over the Western world, we'd still have a problem shaking Yishmael off. Guy's a leech, wants to leech on to Avram Avinu. It's going to be hard to shake off. It's a tick, a leash, right? Okay, but but of course, there's the Western culture and there's the Western culture. There's the Western culture that's obviously anti-Israel, and that's Europe and the UN.
Esav.
Right? Esav. They're Esav. They are Esav. Right? Right? And unfortunately, they're right now in a cooperative relationship. You have to remember, Esav and Yishmael were son-in-law and father-in-law. Now, he married Machlas. And sometimes father-in-laws and son-in-laws don't get along, which is most of the time, right? But there are some rare occasions where they do, right? And that's why the Ramad Valley, Moshe David Valley, the Talmud of Ramchal explained, that's why Esav and Yishmael are always fighting. Father-in-laws and son-in-laws, they don't always get along, right? But sometimes they could agree on something. But sometimes they do agree, and that's what we say in Slichus. Kale Seir Vechotno V'yalu L'tzion Moshiach, right? It destroys Seir and his father-in-law, which is Yishmael, and then the Yeshua in Har Tzion, V'yalu L'tzion Moshiach, will be complete, right? But what I want to say, L'shevach, right, is that, of course, the Western culture that's anti is Europe. And right now, when Europe is still standing and there's a European Union and there's a UN, you know that Yerushalayim is still not fully built up yet. There's no Beis Hamikdash standing, right? You know that when Europe finally goes down, Bimhera B'Yameinu, Europe and the UN, then Har Tzion
with their brother-in-laws, the Muslims,
right, and then you'll see the Beis Hamikdash, right? And I just want to say l'shevach, and we spoke about this on the 4th of July, right? America is not Western civilization in the bad sense, right? That's Europe. Europe is Edom. The United States is the aspect of whatever is beautiful about Western culture being incorporated into Klal Yisrael. Everyone knows how the American people built their country on biblical values. There was even a Havamina that Hebrew should be the national language here, long, long time ago. This is a wonderful nation that has been so sympathetic, right, to Klal Yisrael. So, close ally, right? Mamash doimid a Klal Yisrael, like one nation under God, like Kiviyachol, like mi kam chayso goyach baretz, the nation that's closest to us.
Except for California.
Right, except for California, that's going down in flames. Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. We cut off the loose ends, right? Right. Little by little, cosmetic surgery, remove the lumps, right? Anyway, but Big Gadol, right? This nation, and the president ahead of it, is a real friend to Jewish people, and there's a Chanukah theme here. There is a Chanukah theme. It just occurred to me this evening what is happening during Chanukah, right? Because our relationship with the complexity, is Edom we know is our arch mortal enemy, right? But Yavan is not that way. Yavan is a more complex situation. It's purely a cultural war. They didn't destroy the base of Mikdash. They tried to just defile it and put their influence there. Now we know whatever is beautiful about the Western world comes from Yavan, not from Edom. It's from their Bnei Yefes, Yofi, Yafuso, and it's supposed to be Yafuso Shel Yefes Ba'olei Shem. Yafuso Shel Yefes Ba'olei Shem. There's supposed to be the beauty of Yefes in the talent of shame. There's supposed to be what's good about Yavan, the beauty of Yavan, the Yofi, the glory that is Greece in a good sense, is supposed to be incorporated in Klal Yisrael. Yafuso Shevs Yishkon Ba'olei Shem, and we explained on the part that's why there's a halacha that the Sforim, is a Shita and Shimon Gamliel, that you can only translate the Tanakh into Greek because of that pasuk. You have to keep Yishkon Shem, Yafuso Shevs Ba'olei Shem, that he tears from Lichtov Yavonis. Not English, not Art Scroll, just Greek, right? There's a shita like that because Yavan really there's things about their culture that's beautiful, and what's good about it is meant to be incorporated. So now the Svarim say, I have to admit, the first time I saw this was many years ago in my youth when I read Rav Matzis Weinberg's Patterns in Time on Chanukah from cover to cover. That's where I first saw it. I think subsequently since I've seen it in other Svarim. That's what the word Tzion, the other name for Yerushalayim, it could be broken up to. Tzadi Yavan. Right? Tzion. That Tzadi is Tzadik, that everything that's beautiful about Yavan gets incorporated with the Tzadik. But the Tzadi is at the beginning of the word. He leads. That everything that's Yofi, the Yofi of Western culture, which was not developed by Esav. Esav stole it. Edom stole it from Yavan. Right? The Yofi, whatever is beautiful about Yavan, gets incorporated. Yafuso Shefs Yishkon Ba'olei Shem, like the President of the United States, admits that Yerushalayim belongs to the Jews. Right? And what we're reading between the lines, and the Arabs are definitely reading it, that he means Harabais belongs to the Jews. That's all a shame. And it's Yafuso Shel Yefes Yishkon Ba'olei Shem. That's all. Basically, it's Olei Shem because Makom Asher Yivchar Hashem L'Shakein Shmo Sham. So it's Shmo Shem, right? Shmo Sham. So that's Harabais is Olei Shem, and the Yofi of Yefes is in Olei Shem. That's the American people. That the American people are just personified. Whatever is beautiful and right about Western culture, and what's truly beautiful, Taka gets annexed and incorporated into Klal. So you have to have Yishkon Ba'olei Shem, and that's all moves in the other word for Yerushalayim and Harabais. Tzion, that Yavan, everything that's Yavan, gets incorporated in the Tzaddik. Right. In the Tzaddik. Rosh should give the president strength to go Mechayel to continue to do the right thing and to follow through on other things that he and Nikki Haley, his faithful ambassador, has said. Right, that if the UN doesn't get into line, they get defunded, right? Right, and all those people sitting there doing nothing will have to find real jobs. Maybe they could work in your restaurant, right? They won't cook the foods from his country, right? Branch out, right? And right,